What's up, guys? Bear Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey, and love it or hate it, Clashfronts is here. There are some major issues with the game mode, which the developers actually seem like they know and hear the feedback already. One of the biggest ones, I think I have to say, as we jump into game right here, the timing of this is horrible. So essentially, if you live on the East Coast, in order to deploy your teams, you have to do it between reset and 8 a.m. like East Coast NA. I'm basically out of commission gaming wise during that entire time. 8 p.m. is when I get my kids down. I pass out right after that. And luckily, if my kids do sleep, I only wake up around 7 or 8 a.m., which is awesome schedule to have because, you know, it is what it is. Some people have to get ready to go to work at that time too. And if you miss that 12-hour window, there's no way to put your team in this battle that you see here. Now, I really love how there's a replay feature, and we're going to talk about some of the things that are changing, but that does seem to be one of the biggest issues. I think what they might do is they might turn it into like a 22-hour deployment with a 2-hour battle window type thing, where it is now. 12 hours to set up your team, and then the next 12 hours is just to watch this replay that we're about to see right here, which again, I think is really, really cool. Like, I must admit, I do like the premise of this because it's a very idle game mode. You don't really have to do much. You deploy your teams, you pick where you want to go, and then you have this battle out. Now, it's really cool when you watch the battle. I don't know if you guys have actually done it. You're basically fighting against another guild to take possession of tiles, and oh my goodness, the yellow team is kicking our butt right here. And the yellow team seems to be like, oh my gosh, we got pushback on every single front because we try to take too many. And this is the cool thing about it. Like, you can be like the second strongest guild, but you could lose all your territory if you don't play smart on where you're going to attack. Sometimes having the most locations isn't actually the best because that means you have to split your teams up very evenly to actually fight it out and get where it goes. Now, if you guys didn't notice, there was a change already in game, and we're going to go talk about that note right now. So the one thing you see right here, I mean, we got some pretty good rewards, right? Just for the changes, we got 900 diamonds, we got 600 of the season tokens, and we got 12 Twilight Essence. But it basically said, following the beta launch of the new Clashfronts mode, we receive a lot of feedback and suggestions from the community, and we value that input. Number one, we are disabling the individual ranking board in this mode and converting it to individual ranking rewards into member rewards for each game. All participants, members, will receive the former top 1 individual ranking rewards based on their tier. That's an awesome change here because it kind of went against being good for your guild at the same time, because if you wanted to prioritize your own individual, you'd want to go up against like a location that might have the weakest enemies but not many allies, and you could just like beat them all up and get the most wins. So I think number one, that is really, really good. Number two, starting with the next Clashfronts game, we will adjust the fatigue system to allow more players to participate in battles. That is really good. We're adjusting the promotion and demotion rules as follows. Guilds will be promoted, demoted, or maintained their tier after every single game. For novice tier games, the top 2 guilds will be promoted to elite tier, while the bottom 2 will be promoted to the adept tier. So they're still going to get you're still going to get pushed up in rankings, it seems like, even if you completely lose your group, which I guess is cool. And then for adept tier games, the top 2 guilds will be promoted epic tier, and the bottom 2 will be promoted to elite tier. So all the way from basically everybody is going to be going to like at least elite tier, it sounds like, which is, I guess, better rewards for everybody, so that's cool. All 4 guilds participating in the elite tier game will be promoted to the epic tier, which again is interesting. And then for epic tier games, the top 2 guilds will be promoted to legendary tier, and no guilds will be demoted. So it seems like no matter what, over time, everybody should be getting an epic tier. And I'll tell you guys what that means here in a second. If there are more than 4 guilds in the legendary tier, the bottom of 20% of the ranked guilds will be demoted back down to the epic tier. We also actively monitoring other issues and suggestions. One of the things that we talked about with some of the community managers, like me, Vulcan, Zebo, and everybody, we've been talking mainly about the fact that this game mode, just like to get your team and your location set, it's such a horrible time for so many people, especially in like East Coast North America, maybe even West Coast, depending on what they're going on in their lives. That needs to change. And so what does this mean for everybody else? Because again, the changing of how people are demoted, very rarely promoted, that means more rewards for everybody. So when we come back over here on our main account to the Clashfronts here, you can see there is a whole battle report still. You'll notice you don't have that like ranking leaderboard that we used to get every day that we were like number 1 on the first day or whatever. But what that does mean is the rewards is a little different. You'll notice there's only guild rewards in here at this point, and the important part is these tiers that we were talking about. So everybody is going to be upgraded from novice to adept. Everybody, it seems like, is going up to elite. The top 2 from elite, or actually no, I think all 4 might even go up to epic. Is that what that said? Oh, I actually forget what it was. But essentially what that means is everybody can get to epic in their guild, it sounds like, pretty easily. And even if you get in last place, you're getting 2,300 guild medals, you're getting 9 twilight essence, you're getting diamonds, you're getting gold, all those fun things. Grand prize, of course, is the really good stuff because that's how you're gonna get stellar crystals. And then it sounds like with the legendary tier, the top 80% is gonna stay in legendary, and you even get like this crown of carnage if you get the grand prize, which is cool. But again, really good rewards here. Like these are actually really solid rewards overall, and I'm actually kind of excited that they're giving people more access to it. Now again, the really sweet stuff is that grand prize, and not everybody is going to be able to get the grand prize. It's only going to be, I think, whoever wins the grouping. But as you can see, actually, you know what? You cannot inspect this guild at the moment because it's not a real guild. So if you guys didn't notice, there are some AI guilds thrown in these. You can see right here, the blue team is AI. We have Nocturnal, and then we have Emporium, and then Celestials just really dropping the ball hard. We only have 29 people at that. Man, that kind of sucks. We only have 29. Come on, man. But yeah, so these are good changes overall because that's going to mean more rewards for everybody, and it's going to be able to be played easier. Again, it's a very AFK mode. Just simply deploying your team is all you need to do. A little coordination with your guild, and that kind of helps. Lastly, let me know if you guys have any suggestions for this game mode. Leave a comment down below with what you have, because the community managers are going to be kind of reading through some of these comments and stuff like that, and we will pass along more feedback. Honestly, overall, I kind of like this game mode. Like, I think it's a really solid game mode overall. I just really wish the deployment period was a little bit different. Everything about this is very simple, going from setting up your formations. I will say the one pet peeve I have now is the fact that there is a Clashfronts chat. And yeah, this is like, I don't know about you guys, I hate whenever there's like a red dot or a notification somewhere and I haven't read it. And this thing for Clashfronts is just lit up constantly. I don't know if yours is the same. It is also cool that you can, like, you know, you can check the battle report and claim rewards during this stage, which is kind of cool. You can see the overall rankings and how the total points are, and oh my gosh, I can't believe we let the Contender Guild get something, but it is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.